So you're sitting around talking about Kickstarters with your buddy the other day.
And it's coming up next, allegedly. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to another Kickstarter Corner. If you hear any random snoring in the background, my wife's just sleeping on the couch, so pay no mind.
I don't snore!
Yes, you do.
Lie.
Anyway, Sean and I have a combined, I believe, 6 Kickstarters we want to talk about. Let's just get right into it.
All right.
You want to start us off?
Sure. Alrighty. So the first one I got, I'm going to pose a question to you, good sir.
Okay.
I'm going to get serious with you for a moment.
Okay.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be, and how much would you pay for it?
Tough question. Because there's sometimes when you get one power, you kind of need another power. Because if you could be as fast as the Flash, but still get, hurt, wouldn't be very good.
Right.
So Superman.
So.
And all the money.
Yeah. So that said, apparently the synopsis for this first Kickstarter is called Power Broker, and basically the whole story revolves around that 2-question sentence right there. And apparently in this universe, the synopsis is 30 years ago, the secret to superpowered abilities was unlocked by geneticists. They were hailed as superheroes as a promise of a new age of human achievement shine bright. So, but instead, their work was quickly commercialized. So you can imagine where that would go. And a foundation of society buckled beneath the deluge of black market superpowered beings.
Of course.
So in response to this, they started a task force of professional supermen and women that police the city of Potentia. And they call themselves Power Brokers. So that is literally the running synopsis. I read that and I was like, because I really wasn't sure what the title would mean. I saw the title and it's this really cool superhero looking dude. And I was like, okay, cool. But when I read that, I'm like, okay, that's not what I was expecting at all. So the genius that thought this up was created by Todd Vicino. Art is done by John Kutzer. They didn't say who did inks, letters, or colors, unfortunately. If I did miss that in the campaign, Todd, I do apologize. I'm definitely sorry. The publisher is UH Studios, who actually do have a website.
Oh, cool.
So we'll be sure to put that down in the description of the video when we put that in, but it's uhstudios.com. And they do actually have several books out, and a lot of it looks really cool. So not only do I recommend check out the Kickstarter, but head on over to their website because they do have other universes and stuff that they've started building outside of this one. So, which is pretty cool. This campaign runs until December 17th, so you've got about 9-ish days at the time of this filming to go check it out. Reasonable prices, great art. The sample pages look awesome. Great colors. The story, foundation of the story anyway, sounds really cool.
Yeah, it really does.
Definitely one that I recommend you check out, and hopefully for all of us down the road that aren't able to get into it, UH does put it on their website that we can just buy as the general public.
Awesome.
So that is my first one out of the way.
That sounds super cool.
It does.
Not even going to lie, that sounds super cool.
It's super cool. I love the premise of it. I cannot wait. And it's a #1, by the way, I might add. So they're just starting this particular universe.
Cool. And speaking of super cool, the first one I want to talk about is an already funded Kickstarter. It ends December 10th, so it's a couple days away. It is called Periwinkle. This was written by Scott Wilkie, art by Arturo Mesa, and letters by our very good pal Dave Lentz. This is going to be set up under the Bad Bug imprint, and Bad Bug also has Pocus Hocus, Midnight Highway, His Name is Wrath, which is part of this campaign.
Yep, we're going to be adding that on. Black Jacket,
Undercity Tales?
Undercity Tales, that's another one, and then there's about 2 or 3 others.
Exactly. So, and you can actually go to a website. I don't know the website's name, but when we find it, we'll link it down there in the comments. You can go and check it out. You can buy some of their older books on that site.
Yep. Actually, to go along with that, if it helps, Bad Bug Media has their own Facebook page, and they have a link directly to the website on there that you can click on. That's where we'll get the link from ourselves and put it down in the description of the video for all you guys to check out.
Awesome. Now on to the synopsis of Periwinkle. This thing sounds like it's going to be amazing. This is an 80-page graphic novel where Krampus and Belschnickel team up and kill Santa. It's just a slaughter. Elves are killed as well. The elves that survive, some of them go with Krampus and Belschnickel. Others stay behind. But one elf in particular, armed with his axe, the Slayer, that's made up of the actual North Pole and a runner from Santa's sleigh, decides he's going to make a naughty list of his own and work his way through it to get revenge. But was Santa all he was made out to be? Or is Periwinkle exacting vengeance for the true villain? I'm telling you, if you're still on the fence with this, go to that Kickstarter page, check out the campaign, check out that awesome animation they had made. That thing is so clean, so dope. I cannot wait to get this in. It ends in a couple days. If it sounds something that's right up your alley, it's kind of like an action horror Christmassy tale of revenge. If that sounds interesting to you, I'm telling you to get on that. And that's my first one, Periwinkle.
So, speaking of a few things, we've had the opportunity to kind of chit-chat with Scott, and Scott's awesome.
Good dude.
If you ever get a chance to chat with him,
all the Bad Bug guys are.
Yes. Scott, though, we kind of just met through this campaign. Scott is a cool dude. So, Scott, you had put up a post one day that you were saying, I hope that this kind of becomes, a new holiday tradition. Wait till you see what we have in store for you when we get the sticker pack from the campaign.
Stickers!
Sarah Jenna said stickers. So basically what we're going to try to do anyways is we're going to try to make an ornament out of it. So we're going to have a Periwinkle Christmas ornament. As soon as we get that, we're going to show pictures for you guys. So I just wanted to throw that in there. I know it's kind of like, we're here to talk about Kickstarter. Yes, and that Kickstarter is going to be a part of our lives forever.
Awesome. And before I forget, I said they're all cool guys. I mean, all cool folks, because Alice Teener, Mike's wife, is also a part of the Bad Bug folks, and all of them are super nice. They're real fun to watch. You ever get to catch one of their lives? It's hilarious. Her sense of humor is on par with everybody there. It's so great. If you get a chance to ever check out any of the Bad Bug folks on an interview panel or what have you, please check them out.
Not to mention, they also sometimes just do their own lives on Facebook, and it's literally like as if we were all sitting around the living room having a chat. That's literally what it feels like.
Exactly. So what you got up next, bub?
All right, so my next one is called Blood and Bullets #2, and everything is done by one man, Monty Michael Moore. If that name sounds familiar to some folks, look up pretty much any of the big comic companies, IDW, Image, DC, Marvel, anything else. He has done covers. The guy's art is amazing. I actually, after looking at this, I went back and looked, and his art is so awesome. And that translates over into this book. Apparently, he was kind of on the fence about doing a creator-owned comic from some things that I'd read, and he did one called Loco. That was his first one, and apparently ever since then he's trying to steer more to doing creator-owned his own stuff. So, and he does all of it. Part of the reason why this one to me was intriguing is that it's a female-led book, which you don't get enough of, I think, sometimes, and I love it. So, and it's of course, you got your own, it's based in the Wild West. So you've got your loner, which, if I remember right, is a redhead. Go figure. And so this one, the main character is Bloody Mary. And doesn't really care much for town. She doesn't really care much for people. But she does love her family. She loves her brother Holden and comes home to see him after he's recently married. Mm-hmm. and apparently she's not really fond of her because he married a Native American woman named Blackbird. Awesome name.
That is a cool name.
That is such a but that said, they kind of played around that. Her and the town are not too keen on Holden having married her. Oh. Big whoop. So that sets the stage for they have to set aside their differences because some mysterious strangers from Europe have a bloodlust and a thirst for vengeance. And basically the first issue is they come in, they start killing people. And the two of them have to set aside their differences to fight them. Issue 2 comes in right where that issue ends. Apparently they went to an old fort, they had to fight, they drove them back there, now they're back. And basically it's just, is it actually over? Now they put in the whole deal of, do they know who they can trust kind of thing. So that's where it's at. This campaign has a lot of covers. If you've ever seen the Lady Death and how many covers that they've got.
Oh, it's this one.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. All right. So if you've ever seen Lady Death, Garrett Gunn's really good, known for doing it with Good Boy, or actually any of his campaigns, but especially Lady Death. There's a lot of covers done by a lot of phenomenal and big name artists that came in and did this for Monty. So it's super cool. So on top of the fact there's a lot of covers, there's also a lot of prints for this, and I think they're 11 by 13, so they're not small. They're pretty decent sized prints. And name it, there's metal, I want to say there's some metal covers, this and that. I mean, the campaign page, you could go on, it took me, I want to say a solid 15 to 20 minutes to really go through everything and read it. And to be honest, I had cover paralysis. I mean, he had foil, I mean, there were foils, variants, virgin, you name it. I was like... Yeah, I saw that and I was like, wow, that's a lot.
There's a part of me that almost wanted to do, I forget how much the tier is. And I was like, just give me all of it.
Oh, wow.
All of it, that's kind of where I would have been because I hate having to choose covers like that.
Yeah, it's really hard.
But yeah, so this is number 2, as I said, of the entire series. So Monty has this one and another series called Loco, and and the other one, if anybody's interested, is a superhero that is fighting their own PTSD.
Oh, wow.
That's kind of the main character, and somebody threw that at me. I was like,
that actually sounds really dope
that's
too.
Very interesting because you don't really see that too much. So
No.
I was like, okay, Monty, okay, Monty, I see you.
Okay, yeah.
I see you. So that said, this campaign also ends on December 17th. It is very funded. I mean, she's got 500 some odd backers already for this thing. So, I mean, if that doesn't tell you that what this guy is doing is worth it, I don't know what else does. So head on over to Kickstarter, check it out. Blood and Bullets number 2.
Nice. Yeah, I remember seeing you post it somewhere, and I clicked on it, and I was like, wow, this guy is trying to rival Garrett when it comes to covers.
Yeah, he does. And like I said,
They all look really dope.
Yeah.
They all look really dope.
But like I said, speaking of covers, go look up Monty's covers and art that he's done over the years. This guy is legit.
Nice.
He is as legit as they come.
Very nice. All right, well, for my second one, this is actually one I talked about, I want to say, on the last Kickstarter Corner.
You might have.
It's Postmasters.
Yeah.
I believe this one's already funded. It ends December 14th, so pretty soon. Now, I actually asked Garrett about this because when I dropped the video and then didn't see the campaign drop, I said, hey, did something happen? And he was like, well, we wanted to make sure that our Good Boy pledges were fulfilled before we started anything else. And they've started sending those out. Granted, we haven't got ours yet. We're still patiently waiting, though. So yeah, I thought that was a good idea on Garrett's part. Garrett, I gush about him all the time, but Garrett is working on so many things at one time. He's got an awesome Patreon, which you should be a part of, and we'll link that down in the description as well. Mm-hmm. He's got all these different ash cans for books he hasn't even started yet. He's actually written a book with someone else, and I forget her name right now, but I will make sure that I post that somewhere in the comments or somewhere. Or I'll put it on the screen, that too.
Yeah, it'll be somewhere.
But I want to give her credit for helping Garrett write this book. Blade of the Butcher King, I believe it's called.
Yes, yeah. We've been lucky enough that we've gotten to read that.
Oh, so good. But anyway, this one was written by Garrett Gunn and Dr. Christy Blanche. Art by Ruben, I want to say Ruben Moko or Ruben Mocho. Please correct me if I said it wrong, or let me know if I said it right the first time. I've been known to do that before too. Colors were by Dash Martin, and of course, lettered by Dave Lentz. Now,
I'm convinced that Dave literally we've said it before, I'm convinced Dave sleeps and goes like this.
he's on vacation. He can make duplicates of himself. I don't know.
Yeah.
This guy works crazy hard, and I honestly believe that more letterers and colorists and inkers and all that, they should get just as much credit. It's kind of strange that Dave is the one letterer that I know. Like, if you were to ask me randomly on the street, hey, name a letterer, Dave Lentz is the first one that pops into my head. Sean Lee's another one. I'm going to talk about him in a second, but it's mainly Dave. So these folks need a little more credit because they do some awesome work. But anyway, I just got kind of lazy with this one and wrote down the synopsis, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. This book is set in a post-pandemic America. One of the only things that still is remotely functioning is the mail. But with mass casualties to their ranks, the Postal Service has been forced to adapt a more aggressive set of routes with less and less carriers to service them. One of the last remaining postmasters, 32, sets out to deliver a one-of-a-kind letter that mysteriously appeared at the Western States Distribution Center. Rugged terrain, highway robbers, and folks called the Wicked, which I don't know too much about from the ash can. I don't remember seeing them. All stand between 32 and his destination, but he knows the motto. Neither rain, nor sleet, nor dark of night will stay the swift and timely completion of his assigned route. The mail never stops, so neither can he. This book has been described as the Postman meets Resident Evil, and it is a 48-page oversized issue. So it's like, I think they said it's like magazine-sized.
Nice.
So, super dope. Was going to back it last time. It got delayed. Made sure I backed it this time. Anything this team writes, even the new guys on this team, anything that these folks write, anything that Dave's on, I feel like, Garrett, we back your stuff, whether it's on Kickstarter, whether it goes straight to the store. We can't get enough of you folks. And that is Postmasters, so make sure you check it out.
So we go from, post-pandemic America on to one of my favorite things, sci-fi.
Oh, yeah.
This is one you've actually heard me talk about for a while, and I actually knew about this one before it launched because their advertising team on Facebook was doing a great job. This popped up in my feed. This is called the Saturn Effect, Alpha 1 through 3, and Helena number 1. They're all connected.
Oh, cool.
The main part of the Alpha thing is this is apparently number 3's campaign, but they're going to do all 1 through 3. Helena is like a side story of apparently one of the favorite characters so far of the first 2 issues. So the synopsis of this is Earth's control over the solar system is threatened as ragtag rebels and disenfranchised soldiers struggle for freedom when Star Wars meets the Expanse in the Saturn Effect.
Sounds awesome.
So this is written by, both books are written by Chris Moses, and then he's got a whole slew of artists, writers, you name it, working with him on both books. So the art is Francesco Mazzoli, hope I got that right, and Christian Wolf. Colors are Marco D'Alessandro and Ilaria Fella, or Fia. I hope, please again, let me know.
Yeah.
Let me know if I got it right. Letters are Reed Hinckley Barnes, and editors are Peter Hambusi and Gerald Von Carr. Again, let me know if I got it wrong in the comments. And then everything is published by Red Sea Comics. I didn't get too much of a chance to see if Red Sea has their own website or anything like that, but It's nice to know that at least that there's a publisher to look for, so we can check out if they've got any more works and any more universes for us to check out.
Nice.
But if you are like me and you are a big sci-fi nut, this is definitely the book for you. If you like stories, of course, name a sci-fi story, but Unborn is a really good current one that's out. If you're a sci-fi person, just think, if you like Galactic Wars, this is kind of your thing. So
sounds dope.
they didn't really show too many of. I'm guessing it's humanoids. It's not like Starship Troopers where it's us against bugs.
Oh.
So it definitely seems like more humanoid type characters and whatnot. So
Cool.
and apparently Alpha is actually the name of one of the central characters. So there's two of them. It's Alpha, and at this time the name of his sister escapes me. So it's not Helena.
Okay.
But Helena they decided to do because I guess she's a big fan favorite.
Oh, okay.
In all the troops that they showed, so they decided to do a story for her. So
that's
I was like,
super dope.
that's super dope. So it's nice to know that they'll respond to feedback and stuff like that and give you a story if you wanted one. Or that could have been their plan all along. Who knows? But that is the last one that I have as far as ongoing Kickstarters. So like I said, if you love a good sci-fi series, this is for you. This campaign ends on Christmas Day, so treat yourself to a Christmas gift.
That sounds super dope.
Yes, sir.
All right, now my last one that I'd like to talk about, I wrote almost nothing about, and that is because this is called Digg. This is already funded. Yeah, I think it got funded the first 4 hours or the first day at least. This one ends December 27th. Now this is a Comics Tribe book, and you know my motto when it comes to Comics Tribe. If it's Comics Tribe, it gets backed. Digg is actually spun off from the Sync series by John Lees, and Digg is Mr. Digg in those books. And as soon as I go over the creative team for this, I'm going to get into Mr. Digg. He's super awesome. So this was written by John Lees, and John Lees has been just on a tear lately. Mm-hmm. He's got Hotel Volume 2 coming out. He's done a book called Crimson Cage, and then he's done this one, Digg. The art is by Alex Cormack. The colors are by Alex and Ashley Cormack, and the letters were done by Sean Lee. Now, Mr. Digg is a vigilante who wears a fox mask, and his weapon of choice is a shovel.
Nice.
We first are introduced to him in Sync, and this guy makes the Punisher look like a pacifist.
Okay.
He is very much you're a bad guy, you're dead, basically. He's that kind of vigilante. He is takes no prisoners, kill everybody, and some of the kills that he does with that shovel is just some of the most brutal mess you've ever seen.
So is this like supposed to be a backstory to how he became the way he is?
See, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure. And I'm not even going to tell our viewers what his actual name is, because I want you to go out right now, go to your local comic shop, or you can go to comicstribe.com and see if you can pick up the first 2 volumes of Sync. You will not be disappointed. I will tell you this. This character, I believe, is a Pakistani American. So not your typical hero. He's Pakistani American. He lives in an apartment building with a bunch of other folks, and I believe most of these folks know what he does. They kind of act like whenever they have a problem, they go to him for him to fix it, whether it be stuff in their apartment or if they're being bothered. Okay. This right here, I have been telling them since I've read this character. I've talked to Tyler James several times. I need an Oxymoron versus Mr. Digg crossover so bad. Folks, I am telling you, if you are into just hardcore fight scenes, great action, and if you just want a different kind of hero, the vigilante killing hero, make sure you go check out this campaign. There has not been a Comics Tribe book yet that I have ever regretted backing. ever. And that's starting all the way back with Wailing Blade was the first one that actually got me into Kickstarter. But before then I was, and I've told Tyler this too, I've had to get some of their books off eBay because I didn't know where else to get them. But that was only 2 books. Everything else I've either bought through their website or off Kickstarter. But if you're into brutal comics, you really need to check this book out. And that's the last one that I have for today. I do, however, want to throw out a couple of websites, a couple of folks for you to check out. The first one being Bearded Comic Bro. Love his channel. He and Mrs. Bearded have a game show every Friday where it's a variation of name that character, name that comic cover, name what have you. Awesome show. He also does great interviews. So be sure to check him out. Go to AtlanticComics.net. They just released their first comic, The Terrific 3. They've also got shirts and hats and other kinds of merch like that, so check them out. And as always, everything that we talked about is going to be a paragraph long in that description. But make sure that you support your local comic store. Make sure you support comics. Hosh, you got anything else to add?
Also be on the lookout because literally a lot of our Kickstarters that we have backed they've ended and we're starting to get stuff in. As you probably have seen already a few days back, we got the Pocus Hocus campaign in and we were surprised with these awesome buddy, as Jenna would like to say, shirts. Seriously, again, to the creators, Alan and Will, thank you so much for the shirts. They are freaking awesome. I'm going to wear it till the money falls off. And even then, I'll still wear it. Another one that I'm excited to get in because I loved issue 1 is Spider Squirrel. That just ended. So be on the lookout for that. I decided to continue because Jenna said, well, you can't do it any other way. I did a movie poster homage cover for the first one, which was Back to the Future.
That's right.
This time around, it's going to be Bill and Ted.
Yes.
And then Jenna surprised me with whatever cover I'm going to get for the digital. She picked it out and then said, here you go, you're not going to know what it is.
She's super good at that.
Then I recently backed one, and I do apologize that I do not remember the gentleman's name that did it, but it was for a comic called Burlap. I got all digital on this one because just at the time we had a lot going on. I was like, and to be perfectly honest, I literally got 6 comics for $6 digitally. I'm like, I couldn't pass that up.
Yeah,
so I am super excited to read those so that hopefully next campaign I'll get the physicals and whatnot. Lady Death, that was a huge one that I backed. Unfortunately, it's going to take me a little bit to get that one. The team over there has been awesome. Brian Polito. My stuff's stuck on a boat offshore on the West Coast. It is what it is, but he's starting to get the digital content out. I've got 2 emails with the first issue in there, so I'm excited to get them downloaded and read them.
Nice.
So that's pretty much what's coming. And as Jay mentioned, we've got Good Boy coming, and that one we backed a very high tier, so we're going to have a lot to unpack for you guys.
Because with that one, even if you back the $10 issue, there were so many stretch goals unlocked, you're going to get a ridiculous amount of stuff anyway.
And that's what it was for Lady Death for me. I decided, I spent like $40 on a very limited hardcover of a single issue, by the way, which is almost unheard of. But I have like 35 stretch goals that are coming my way, so that's going to be a lot for me to unpack. And I really am genuinely excited because I've read one Lady Death comic, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, what an awesome character. So I'm super excited to get that. And then, Century House. That one will be coming to me digitally as well here soon, and get to read that. I've been excited.
Yeah.
So I think that's everything that I just keep remembering everything as I'm talking. One that just got done, In the Land of the Dragon.
Oh, yeah.
That one is being published by Last Ember Press, who is they're a fellow Texan. So that's shout out. I can't wait to read that one because it literally, to me, almost seems like an anime concept in a comic, and I'm so I'm almost good boy level excited to read this one just because of the art. Nice. I'm just gonna put that out there.
See, folks, it does pay to back Kickstarters because the more you back, the more free stuff you get. So you pretty much get not only what you paid for, but you get a lot more. A lot of bang for your buck there. Now, if you like what you saw here, don't forget to like, share this out, subscribe.
Smash that like button. Help us with the YouTube algorithm. Just stuff like that. Just plus, we would really love you. We would still love you anyway, though.
That's true. Watch some of our other videos. We'll have some at the end, some posted in the description. I'll pin one down in the comments. Make sure you comment. Let us know what you think. And as always, you stay awesome, and we will see you next time. Later, tots.